Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to investigate the myths in the Souls series and Bloodborne and put them to the test and see if they're busted or not. These games usually have a lot of subplots and hidden storylines and hidden mechanics which I absolutely love, and I'm sure many fans of the series love. So let's see our first myth. One of the most iconic boss fight in the Souls series, if not the most iconic. I absolutely adore this fight. However, there's one thing that many people say, is that what happens if you kill both of these guys at the same time? Well, doing this is like dividing by zero. It's impossible to kill them at the same time in normal gameplay, because computers actually calculate in fractions of a second. So no matter what spell or sword you use, it's not going to hit them at the same time. So the best way to do this is to use a cheat engine and actually kill them at the same time. On the screen we have my friend playing on the PC against Ornstein and Small and killing them at the same time using a cheat engine, as you can see on their HP. Look now, it's 0 at the same time. But unfortunately, you don't skip the fight. Actually chooses always, very interestingly by the way, killing Small and keeping Ornstein or Ornstein, whatever. So it's actually interesting that always Ornstein, always after 10 tests he keeps going. So you can't skip the fight, but it's still interesting to try. And you know, imagine if it would have worked, it would have been like one of the best discoveries. Sadly, Biggie and Smalls didn't allow us to actually confirm this myth. So this myth is busted. And let's go to the next myth. Who doesn't love gravity? If you play Dark Souls 1 PvP, you know what I mean. So the myth here in Dark Souls 2 is if you jump from a high place, you cannot be knocked down during your, falling animation. Especially in the vanilla game, in the 30 FPS game. It looked very weird when somebody falls down. So you can take damage, however you can't be knocked down. So I put the test and got a great bow. Great bow knocks down almost anyone. So what I tried to do is knock down Senadiske while he's jumping in the Forest of Fallen Giants. And I tried many times. And let's see what happens.
Well done.
Yes, it worked. You can actually knock down somebody who's falling down. Now in my next video, maybe I'll try the falling animation, the actual falling animation, where if you get attacked from an enemy and then fall, there's an actual special animation for that. So I'm gonna see that. I think my guess is you're immune. However, you're not immune if you're jumping like that. And actually super cool. I love that it worked, because when I was trying that, I thought it wouldn't. So you can see from my perspective and his perspective. So this myth is busted. Let's move to the next myth. Remember the old bell helm from Dark Souls 2 which protected you from headshots? There is also a headgear in Bloodborne called Pyramid Head, or sorry, Gold RDO, which people say actually protects you from bullet damage and projectiles. So first here I'm gonna try to attack my friend here without the mask, or sorry, without the headgear, and then here I tried it. Unfortunately it didn't work, very sadly. I actually thought it will work, because it was actually very cool in the Dark Souls 2 where you hit somebody with a great bow in his head and nothing happens. So yeah, you can see all that blood. Still very cool though, still very cool. So this myth is busted. And let's go to the next fun fact. I didn't forget Demon Souls. Before you write in the comment section. Actually, I couldn't think of any myth in Demon Souls, but in Demon Souls there were 5 arch stones or arch stones that you can access, like similar to the graves in Bloodborne, where each one takes you to a unique different area. However, in the one of the cutscenes, and actually you can see it in game, there's a 6th archstone, and they call it Land of the Giants, I believe. They call it Land of the Giants, and you can see it on the screen. But yeah, you didn't have access because it was a broken archstone. People always speculated that there is an area that, you know, they tried to make, but there was no time. And Demon's Souls was released in 2009, I believe, because I didn't do my research when it was released. But I think 99% it was released in 2009. So it's been 6 years since it was released. So people kept wondering, especially that it was a Sony PS3 exclusive, so it wasn't on PC, so it's very difficult to dig in the files. You need like a jailbroken PlayStation 3, and you had to be like a maestro in, you know, programming and doing codes and stuff like that, which I absolutely hate. But someone in the community, I couldn't find his name, I think his name from what I remember is Gibbs. He actually in 2013, 4 years after the game's released, actually found hidden files that you can see a map. So he confirmed that actually there is a map behind that archstone, there is an area. However, he couldn't put the textures in, from what I heard. And then in 2015, sorry, I think that was in 2014, not 13. And then in 2014, somebody also in the community actually added textures in the game. There were 2 people. There was Senadisk who actually did it, and he showed it. I think it was the first time anyone sees it. I'm not sure. He put it there. He did it in on his PC, so you can also always see the 3rd-person view, as you can see now right now. So, or sorry, 1st person. You can see it from the first person view, and yes, you can see it here. But there's also another person who actually went inside the game. Sorry, inside the area. There's enemies, there are NPCs. So I'm not gonna use his video because I'm not allowed, but I'm gonna link his video in the description. He's a Japanese YouTuber, so please check him out. And this is super cool. I really love this. Like, imagine after all these years, people speculating if there's an area or enemies or what's about these Land of the Giants. It was, you know, people, their imagination ran wild, and then there was actually a map. It was beautiful. I actually loved it when I saw it. So this is a fun fact, not a myth. Sorry about that. I'll try to dig up one for Demon's Souls. This is going to be a regular series here on my channel, and I want to ask you guys to put your best myth you can think of in the comment section. And also, you can submit a video with the myth and the testing in YouTube or whatever platform you want, and I actually can put it in my video. Just make sure to read the description and how you can do it, and actually I'll mention you and your channel and point people where your channel is through your myths. So this is gonna be a community thing, which I'm actually so excited for. So this is the end of this video. Thanks a lot guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.